pedal down the same street, wave at people we see, talking out loud of last week's ups and this week's doubts. Love was inconceivable, but since I met you head to toe, I don't wanna waste no time. So pardon this lack of composure, exactly what my life was, a lover and a friend. Look, can we just...
All right. I think we're live this time. Hopefully we're live.
I hope so.
We've been trying.
Wi-Fi issues.
Wi-Fi issues, anything. Well, just everything's an issue.
Phone.
See, it's a calamity, guys. You're getting totally behind the scenes tonight.
It's casual love talk night.
That's why I said it's love talk. So
And it's Pie Day.
it's Pie Day. Exactly. So we're actually eating
Pizza pie.
pizza pie. Look it out right here. Pizza pie. So you guys are joining us to watch us eat pizza and watch our phones fall off and everything
And talk
else.
about interesting love talk.
Love, exactly. So happy Saturday, folks, for first of all being here. If you're here, I don't know what's live anymore. I'm trying to figure out what's live.
I think we're live, at least on.
So Jackie's saying yes, we are live.
Yes, we are live. Yeah.
And it is showing up in our comments here. So we got both going on.
Okay.
Red flag. Yes, it is a red flag. Mike saying this is a red flag. It is a red flag, Mike. So we got both going on.
Okay, good.
It's working. That's all I was happy about. It's been working. We're hoping it's working. It is showing up in our comments here. So okay. So can you guys hear us? That's the next thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying while I wait for you to answer whether or not you can hear us. I'm gonna take a bite of this. Pizza. Delicious.
Okay, so tonight we're gonna be talking about we can, kind of talk a little bit about what we talked about yesterday too. If you weren't here with us, we were discussing texting, which was a really interesting conversation about all the different ways that it could be miscommunicated or just, the kind of the just drop some cheese on me.
Yolanda says you can't hear us.
I can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Mike says yes. Yolanda says no.
Okay, good. It's working. Okay. Yeah, so we were talking about the even like etiquette and norms and ways that people text and, things that should or should not happen.
I'm making a mess all over my wife.
Yeah.
That's why she loves me, though.
Mm-hmm. What type of pizza? So this one is the one he's eating right now is the spinach one. And this is the one that's the Works.
The Works pizza. So we're sharing pizza with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we're making you hungry. Not working in sound. No, it wasn't. It just we had internet issues where the Wi-Fi was not working at all. So luckily I have a work hotspot that I use. So I said we're just gonna use a work hotspot to go live with it. So
You're a crunchy eater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone said text can cause confusion. Oh yeah, we talked a lot about that yesterday.
There we go. So we put the chat in there for you guys. I just ate but love the Works. Well,
yeah, we decided to celebrate Pride Day because my brother's really big into it. He remembers every single year. He's like, it's Pie Day 314. But he showed us like the secret way to get a deal through Papa John's. So you have to click like profile and then offer like something like it's not straightforward and it's not on their deal page. So it's there like where you can get a pizza for $3.14, but you have to dig and look for it.
Oh,
it's hidden.
Dallas is watching.
Oh, hey, Dallas.
Anyway, so we're sharing our world with you tonight, and that's what Love Talk is pretty much is our laid back place to kind of open up and share. And like we were talking about texting yesterday, I think the big part for anyone who starts the world of online dating is the fact that you have to broach the subject of having to text and learn what text etiquette can mean and what it you know what the outcome can come the what the outcome can pre I can't talk. Oh,
He's pizza drunk.
I'm pizza drunk. Yes, pizza drunk. That's a new word. So, what the outcome of the situation?
No, Dallas used to live in Dallas, but he's not anymore.
Yeah, is he in Dallas? No. Yeah, Dallas. That's funny. That's like being called.
That's his nickname.
Yeah. Well, that's like what people would use double entendres when they say, "Oh, he's slim," but he's like, a really big guy. But they still call him slim. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Um. Anyway, what I was getting on to is the fact that when you get into the world of online dating, it does you
Yes, bring your own pizza too.
bring your own pizza.
Yeah, he's in Oklahoma.
Mm. People apparently love to watch other people eat.
I don't know why.
Mm.
I don't really like it.
Some people do. They get off on it. Mm. But anyway,
Maybe we'll get more subscribers.
so the whole idea though about texting and communicating with somebody, what I was trying to get to is that when you get back into the world of online dating, it is a necessity that you start learning how to read text, how to read into things, because that's always going to be the first line of communication, whether you're going through a dating app
Oh
or
my gosh. And like some people, you can't even understand what they're saying. Like, okay, so we were talking yesterday about how sometimes when you misunderstand like what a text says or means, a lot of times people will screenshot it and they'll ask their friend, what does this mean? Or they'll post it online. And so I've read a lot of screenshots of text messages, and some people, oh my gosh, their grammar is so horrible that the way it comes across, it's like, do they speak like this too? Or what? But I think a lot of times people have been just gotten really lazy. And so they just kind of put whatever random letters together to try to slur words and communicate. But it just, I don't know. Some of it is you just don't even understand what they're saying. Like it takes me about 3 or 4 times just to reread it over and over to figure out what that message was trying to say.
right in the way that sometimes so the way that sometimes lingo changes how when people communicate. um, if say you're dating somebody from a younger, like we this is a perfect example. We met a couple today, as a matter of fact.
Mm. Mhm.
We met a couple today. The gentleman was my age, in his 50s, and he's like, I married younger. He married like into what did he say?
She was a millennial.
Millennial, right?
Mhm.
So he married, there's probably like a bit like a 10-year gap. And when you look at that much of a time difference, you're talking about, again, terminology changes, slang changes. How do you communicate changes? And maybe most people adapt, but there's a lot of people, it's like, like Yvette was saying, I gotta decipher. I gotta decipher through um what what they're trying to say. Like, so when somebody's texting you and they're excited, right? You're like saying, "Hey, man, you want to go to this concert with me?" If there's somebody that's younger, and you're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, this is legit. Let's go." And you're like, "Okay, cool." And then they text you back LFG, and you're like, "What LFG?" You know,
I know my daughter texted me WBY, and I was like, did she meant to say Y? Like, or is that mean something else? And then I forgot, what is WBY? What about you? That's what it meant.
What about
What about you? And I was like, okay. There's so many new just shorthand ways people text today that just short ways.
Mm.
It takes me a while sometimes to figure out what they're trying to say. Even my own kid.
Mhm. All right. I wanted to get into doing this because this is. Oh yeah, by the way, we're also doing a call-in show.
Mhm.
So if you want to give us a call, looking for group, maybe.
Oh, the couple we met today too, they invited us to his birthday party, which is next weekend.
I don't
Yeah.
know. There's something about us when we're sitting there and just hanging out that people are drawn to us. I don't know why. I guess it's because our personalities and how we are with each other. I just don't know, but it was something that drew us and drew them in today. We were just there. I was just filming photos of ducks on water. That's what I do for my Saturday. Ducks on water, me filming them. All right. But what I wanted to get into, we're going to switch this up a little bit here. And I wanted to bring in here a few Reddit stories while we're waiting to see if anybody wants to give us a call in. And why I like most of these, sometimes these Reddit stories, is because I don't know, they're really funny sometimes. So this one caught my eye. This one caught my eye because when people start getting back into the world of dating, right? This is something that is a subject that I guess people broach when they've been out in the dating world and they don't quite understand what it is. So the title is: has anyone here gotten back with their ex after seeing what's out there? So okay, I know that there's a lot of hey, he, she is back with what I do post on here, but I just wanted to field a question about simply getting back with my ex by choice after playing the field in your 30s. We all know the options out there at this point are just not that exciting. And from a number of points of view, you're just not likely to meet a single person who is in great shape, very well adjusted, interested, stable, etc. So, has anyone just decided to get back with their ex if they're still single simply because there's really nothing better out there? Or you just, there's a very, very low likelihood of finding someone with the same level of sexual and emotional chemistry, and you're just freaking tired of looking. I love to know y'all's take on all of this. So,
What do y'all think?
what, for anybody who's gone through, say, a divorce, has that ever crossed your mind to say, I've been out here in the dating world. It sucks. It's frustrating. Let me decide to go back with my ex because I know I know that I know what that's like. I don't know. Oh,
Your camera went off.
camera went off. Interesting. Did it go off everywhere? Apparently it went off everywhere. On cam too. Okay.
Is something wrong with your camera?
I don't know.
Well, we just turned into an audio podcast. I swallowed it. Pepper wrong. No. Now it's on. I'm choking on this pepper.
Okay. I'll take over for a minute. So I don't know. Short answer, Mike says, is no. That's interesting though. Because to me that's interesting as far as did the lights go out. No, the lights didn't go out. I lost the camera feed. So we became an audio podcast. That's why I say audio is king. Because even if you lose your video feed, if you're still there and you're still talking, and I'm gonna move in here so I can be closer and in frame. Is that fine with you?
Yeah.
Okay. I like being close to you anyway. But still, I personally was conflicted with this um, when I left. And part of it maybe wasn't so much I was worried about just because my ex and it was a lot better that way. Um, I just think also for me, it was deciding the lifestyle change and everything that was coming. So that was a little bit different for me as far as like, hey, I don't know, should I get back or should not um, get back with with my ex? So it was hard, but eventually the right answer was I need to leave.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't think every time unless I was still in that, like, okay, I'm not over them yet phase, but once I move, like in any of my past relationships, once I moved on, I moved on. And yeah, I may not have found like the best out there, but I don't think I've ever looked around and said, no, I want to go back to one of my exes. Like, I don't think I've ever done that, really.
So we got Josette here who's just saying hi, my restream bot for whatever reason.
Josette.
I need to help
She's one
her.
of our funny
Yes, I need to help her
guests.
get. She's got to get her. She's trying to get into AI and figure out how to make
Ooh.
funny photos. Not
Yeah.
funny photos, but just photos.
Oh, that. See, I started making one for one of the challenges that you did online, and then I forgot to go back and look at it because it was taking so long to generate. I don't know what it looks like. I need to go back
I
and
need to go
look
back
and
and
see if
look.
it
That's
it
okay.
came out.
All right. So I guess it's kind of overwhelming with most people. Like, you know what? I'm better with moving on. I probably shouldn't go back to my ex. And that's okay. If you don't think it's the best thing for you, don't do it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let me go to the next one.
Yeah, because they're usually an X for a reason.
Well, you would figure
Yeah.
that would make sense, but not
Mhm.
everybody has that same thought process. Okay, not that one.
Okay, pull the other. Okay, you got one on top of another.
No, that's not it. I don't know what's going on here.
Can you make that one disappear?
Well, I had my other screenshots.
You put both of them
Oh,
in.
yeah, there they are. There it is. Okay.
Okay.
I put them in. Sorry, I put them in the wrong place, guys. That's that one. Okay, here's the other one.
Is good on paper a thing for guys our age?
Okay, I'll read this one. I
Hmm.
can't help but feeling like I'm good on paper. And that's why my boyfriend is with me. So maybe this is a woman who's writing it. I'm
Mhm.
conventionally attractive. I make really good money. I take care of myself and him and my things. I'm kind and caring. And I'm a good cook, which he loves. Our sex life is great. There's just no emotion. He's admitted to being a very practical person, openly struggles with the emotional stuff, which I understand. But at some point, when we first started talking, he said, I'm so sick of doing life alone. And now that we're a year in and talking about moving in together, I just wonder if he's burnt out and I was there and good enough. He dated a lot, and I would hope that if he were going to settle, he probably would have before me. But this feeling just nags at me. Not hearing anything remotely emotional, with the exception of I love you, is hard. To be fair, he checks on me frequently when I'm not feeling well or in pain. When I'm quiet, he notices and says, I don't like when you're sad. Men over 30, are you settling? Are you looking for someone who is just good on paper and you're okay if she doesn't strike you or your emotional chords? And if she doesn't strike your emotional chords, is the door still cracked for someone who might one day? Or are we not doing any of that stuff? I just found myself a guy who struggles to express those feelings. Ooh.
Hmm.
So is this question of is he just settling for what's good right now? And
Well,
waiting
like
for waiting
my
for.
question, I would have a follow-up question with her. Like, what do you want? Like, obviously,
Well, she wants him apparently, but
yeah, but he's not performing the way that she's like, well, we're good in bed or whatever. But to me, it almost sounds like she thinks that he's boring, but she wants him to be more lively or something. And he's just a robotic person that just, responds to what he thinks that she needs. But it feels like she wants more excitement or something. Like she's just bored.
well,
But
I mean, I would say when it comes to something like this, it's difficult. It's let me turn that off real quick so I'm not covering your pretty face. It's difficult, but for me, I think the word that again it's difficult is the fact that he does say the things like "I love you." He does show caring, like he's calling her whenever she doesn't feel well, when she's not sad. Um, I just think his expectation of what a relationship and what hers are maybe are different,
yeah.
and that wasn't expressed um early on, and maybe it's one of those things too where people are like he'll change,
Mm.
you know. uh I mean, to me it just sounds like she wants something more that he's not gonna be probably capable of filling.
Like deeper conversations, more talking about maybe his past and apparently his emotions. And she's just not seeing some of that.
Yeah, so Mike says guys have to feel safe, in my honest opinion, and guys in my generation weren't shown that showing emotion was safe.
Mhm.
And that's, maybe that's a thing for him,
Yeah.
is that that's the example that he saw growing up. So that's what he mimics in his relationships, and
Hmm.
maybe doesn't know how to open up emotionally. Um, that to me that would be the thing to where people oh, hey Filbert, I got a friend watching. Got few people, got a few strays in here tonight that don't really show up. Um, but again, to me, that would be one of the things when we talk about like boundaries, and when you're sitting down talking about what are your non-negotiables, that you have to express that in the beginning and say, look, I need somebody who can open up emotionally. You're a year in and you're talking about moving in. At some point, that conversation has to happen. You to be honest with each other, and maybe that's what the thing that she needs to know as well, that he needs to express. Look, I've said that I don't open up emotionally. I don't know how to do that.
Hmm.
Like maybe it's not sometimes him just ignoring, like saying I don't want to share with you.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, I would figure from the likes of it, that's what it sounds like to her. She's reading it. He just doesn't, like you said, or maybe she feels like he's boring. But my
Yeah.
thing is there anything wrong with that?
If that's what you want. I mean, I can say, I mean, he is saying he loves her, but um I dated a guy that was like that too. Never showed like a whole lot of emotion. And for me, it was just, I just thought that's just how it was. And I was with him for 3 years and he never said he loved me. So he didn't even go that far.
Mm.
And so for 3 years, he didn't, better comms. So for 3 years, he didn't, show a lot of that, and then we didn't have like, everything else was good, like, bedroom was fine, like, everything else was good, but when it came to just communicating, it just it was boring. To me, it was really boring, like, we'd go to restaurants, we'd sit there and eat, and we ate all our food, and then we left. We hardly said 2 words about anything. If anything, we talked about, like, maybe what we did that day, but other than that, we just really did not. We slowly stopped talking about a lot of stuff, so to me, like, I wanted him to be a little more lively and a little more exciting, but I just figured, well, I guess once you get into a relationship and it's long term, he's there for me. Like he did care, if something happened to me, he would check on me and stuff like that. But there wasn't, yeah, it wasn't like a really good connection.
Right. Um, eh,
Yeah, he had dogs and that worked well for him. He was very I go to his house and his dog would sleep in the room and want to get on the bed with us. And I don't really like sleeping in bed with dogs or any animal. Like, I don't like it when they get in my face or like start licking all over me when I'm trying to sleep or, I don't know. I just never really liked animals in the bed. And then especially if they stink. Oh, like he knows.
well,
I don't do smells very well. But yeah, I go to his house and he'd have his bed would smell because he had his dog in it all the time. And yeah, he was very close with his animals, but that was,
mm,
yeah, not
well,
as much with me.
mm. But the thing is, and you've shared this on past episodes. If you want to head over to our love channel, our YouTube channel at Unwrap Love, but you went from one extreme to the other.
Oh,
Well,
my talker. Yeah.
so
Um,
I think you gotta when you
I
express.
prayed. I prayed for somebody that talked a lot because I was done with like just not having anything to talk about. So then, yeah, I married somebody that talked so much. I never got hardly 2 words in sometimes. Um, and then, yeah, that just we were better off as friends than married
Yeah. Mm. But
because he knows how to be quiet whenever I'm talking sometimes because I like to talk a lot. But I do have moments where I love to listen too. So we go back and forth really well. And, you
right,
know,
and the thing is, so as somebody who's gone through the process of actually learning a lot of ways to better communicate through interviews, through conversations, through learning, I understand it. It's not just a one sided thing. Like I get in my fits. I get in my fits where I'm just talking and I'm just waiting for someone to tell me to shut the hell up because I continue to talk. But then I also have my fits where I'm just quiet, where I'm listening, where I'm observant, where I'm in that area of where I don't, I'm processing information. I'm taking in information. I'm not ready to, dole out whatever it is that I'm thinking about or what I'm trying to work through in my mind. So it is a give and take when it comes to relationships. And I think some people are like Josette said, they're better off with dogs and cats in their relationships and the vibrating toothbrushes. They get the whole package there. And that's okay. No one, the whole point of what I was reading is the fact that you have to be okay with the way the situation is. Like you have to be okay with it. The moment it becomes an issue is the moment that you are in jeopardy of your relationship breaking apart. And that's where I said that the communication has to come in and say that talk has to happen. Like, is this all that it's going to be? And if that's not going to be satisfactory for her, then I think as great as he might be, he's just not going to be everything that you need for you, somebody else. And he'll probably feel the need for somebody else. And
mm,
somebody else would come in and light your world up. But trying to make it work simply because he's good or it's okay.
I think that people that have gone through trauma and have gone through abusive relationships, when they get with somebody that's like that, that's calm, that's peaceful, that is loving, but just, you know, you connect in some ways, but it just, you feel like something's missing. A lot of times they're going to stay because it's a lot better of a situation than they came from. And of course there's those that go back into chaotic situations because they just are, I guess, gravitate towards it because they're drawn to it for whatever reasons. But I think a lot of times people do prefer that. They prefer, even if it's not, because it's no, I don't think there's any perfect relationship except ours. I'm just kidding.
Yowza.
No, there's not like perfect relationships. Everybody's gonna have some kind of issue, but it's what you decide, you know, that where you want to be for the rest of your life, or
Yeah, and it's I've heard the stories of people who have maybe gotten because of other cultures, they got into relationships where it was an arranged marriage
Mhm.
or it was something that was forced upon them because um the environment of the times. Like I guess, kind of like what uh your my stepfather's honey. I mean not my stepmother, my father-in-law's honey boo.
Mhm.
Um her story is kind of like where she was kind of forced into the marriage because she did ended up getting, pregnant.
That
Yeah,
years ago. So like
that's why I said
that's
that.
like 50s time
Yeah.
period. Today is different.
I know it's different, but that's what I'm saying. I've heard the stories from back then where people were put into those situations because of those kinds of circumstances. And they will tell you that love worked.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, we fell in love. We were together for this many years. You truly loved each other. But my thing is, was it the fact that you were in love or the fact that you just settled and and you figured this is what my life is?
Mhm.
Like you find yourself in a situation. Look, I needed somebody that was I needed to be someone who's going to be satisfied in all aspects of my relationship. I was not going to settle. I got out of a very long relationship because I was no longer ready to settle for what my life had become.
We're back to a audio
What's
podcast.
going on tonight?
Something is going on with our camera. Maybe it's gonna be time to upgrade soon. We're trying to make little side hustle cash. Maybe we'll be able to afford some new equipment. Not yet. No, it moved. It's like going in and there we go. It's back. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Will you get me some more tea? Mhm. So, if anyone wants to call in to the number, we can take love confessions tonight too. So, what we did last Saturday, which was really fun, was people were calling in and giving us some really interesting random love confessions. And so, this is where you can just tell us any story that like a funny story. It could have been like a first date that just kind of went south, and it was just a story that you would want to share, maybe something funny, maybe something that you wish that you would have never done before a breakup. I mean, it could be anything. So if you want to call the line and share any kind of story, we had some really funny ones last week, even one where a guy decided not to continue dating a woman because she did not like Slurpees.
Yeah, that's
So that was a really funny one. So if you have any funny stories or love confessions about anything, first date stories, anything that you'd like to share, please call us and we will put you
that's right.
on.
214-664-9494 is the number. Operators are standing by. But when it comes to actually expressing, what matters to you, I think a lot of people have a hard time like really telling the truth if that's what they really want. Because for some people, if they've never been in a situation where they're like, This is my boundary and I'm not settling for anything less," and they have the fortitude to say, "I'm okay with being alone," then, that's when, people will give in and they will compromise and they will find themselves in situations where kind of like what's happening now, what I just read, where she was in a situation where she doesn't feel, I don't know, the connection, the emotional connection. You hear the words, he says the words, he has actions that show emotion or show that he cares, but for some whatever reason, there's not a gap that's being bridged enough for her to be emotionally satisfied. And if that's the case, sweetheart, it's you're gonna probably have to have a hard talk and maybe rethink moving in with each other. Maybe rethink how you approach. Man, ASMR sounds so good. We need to do ASMR videos, pizza bite, everything.
I don't like the sound of people eating.
The crunch is like people are like, oh, that's so satisfying. Yes, the lights went out again. Sorry, y'all. But watching 2 basketball games and having popcorn. Okay. Oh, Gregory. I just saw that comment. And hey, look, I'm sorry. We just had a little bit of technical problems. I know but it was really it hampered the show because we just couldn't launch on time. And that's in LinkedIn. I was having problems there. I was having problems here. I was, just one of those nights. And as you can see, my camera, for whatever reason, is deciding to be finicky and not want to cooperate. So it keeps going in and out. And that's so far how the night's pretty much gone for both of us. But hey, we're still eating pizza. We're enjoying each other's company. The people that are still.
Yesterday was fun. We went out to downtown Dallas and
Oh yeah,
went
after the
and
live
looked
show.
at a lot of lights and went to the park and drove around. It was fun.
Yeah, that was nice. Like it's fun to get out to go do things sometimes and just enjoy life. If anything, I I don't take that for granted anymore. COVID was one of those lessons for me that w- not to ever not be able to go walk outside again and take advantage. Um, we're just professionals. We roll with it. That's all we can do. That's all you can do at this point. Um, you know, but if the lights go out, the lights go out. If anything other than the man above saying we're going to turn off your lights permanently, I'm okay with. I'll roll with. But even then, I can't control that. I can't control. But
I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't born into the Amish community because
ooh,
they have the little oil lamp lights. They don't use any electricity.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
that is a whole different atmosphere. Um, so
And
I
as a woman, like, no, probably they don't wear tampons or pads. Like, I don't know what they do.
Oh, it was different. It is to I did an interview. I think it was
With someone from the Amish?
yeah, so
Really? You
in
didn't tell me that.
yeah, so in my second season, check this out. Her name's Emily Adams, as a matter of fact. I
And
remember.
she's from
So she grew up in an Amish community, right?
what? You never told me
And,
about this. You know, I
and
like to read about stuff like that.
yeah, I know, but it didn't strike a chord until now until you mentioned it. I've interviewed. Look,
I've read books about it.
I've interviewed over 500 people. There's sometimes it doesn't like comes right to my head, but she became a bodybuilder, like a world class bodybuilder. But part of it was she grew up in that Amish community, and she knew that she just didn't fit in.
They can
Um,
have electricity in the barn? What?
but
For the animals, but not them?
mm, well, the thing that she expressed more than anything was the fact that
Mhm.
yes, there is protocol as far as men and women and how um how there is a patriarchy and how things are managed within the community, and that if you aren't aligned with certain things, you are ostracized for it, which is why she left. She said when she turned 17 and had the ability to leave, she left. But it was very difficult for her because
How'd she get money?
um well, when she left with nothing,
Mhm.
and she had to go get a job. She had to figure out life. She had to can I be interviewed next?
Yes,
Sure.
call in.
Call in and we'll interview you. 214-664-9494. But yeah, she left at 17, I think, because she wanted more. She didn't know her way around the world. Because again, they give a point where you're in an Amish community where you're allowed to leave for a little bit to go see life and whether or not to decide if the Amish life is what you want to continue doing. Um, So that was one of the things she said when I left. I knew I didn't want to come back. And the thing that was hard for her, she said during the interview, was the fact that she had to leave behind a lot of her family and friends because that was their lifestyle. That was their choice. And
It's
if you,
very similar to Scientology.
yeah, and if you left the community, you left. You were on your own. There was no, let me call mom for help or anything else. So yeah, I mean, but it was a good story because it was a good story of triumph. I mean, she did find her way in the world. She did become a bodybuilder. She did work out. She wrote a book, and it was good to it was good to go through and have those kind of interviews. So, but that was the harsh reality for her. Is that when she walked away from the Amish community, that's the fact that that was it. And she said to up until a certain point, um, she had never had a relationship after that with her mother. Um, and that was for me why she was like, it was very hard because when I wanted to start having kids, I wanted to, I wanted to introduce them to that part of their family, but it was just one of the things that I knew if I went back, I couldn't, she wasn't going to be living her life. And it was hard for her. It was hard, but yeah, I did interview somebody from the Amish community. I've done interviews with so many people. That's the crazy part. Judge, like I said, judges, lawyers, Congress people. I've, um, police officers, for you name it. I've had somebody from pretty much all walks of life. Um,
Yeah, when you leave Scientology, they disconnect, and it's called they call them SPs or suppressive person, I believe. When you cannot you can't get in touch with anybody else that's in Scientology anymore. I read the Troublemaker book by Leah Remini, and then watched a bunch of documentaries, and I think I've read some other books, yeah, on Scientology and a lot of cults. I've studied so many different cults, but Amish too. I've read a couple of books on what happened with them, and a lot of them, what they said is they tell them to like, "Yo, yeah, you're free." So I looked up the Rumspringa, and the time period where they go and explore the world, but a lot of times they tell them too, like the world is of the devil, and if you go into the world, then you're going to, and you stay there, like everybody there is gonna go to hell. So you're only safe if you come back. So some of them, I don't know if every single Amish person is told that, but I know in the books that I read, that's what their family told them.
mm. So I'm trying to find which episode it is.
Okay.
So, oh God, I swear, my first season, I think I did like 120 something episodes. It was nuts. I was nuts back then,
So
guys.
how did you find that person?
So what I used to do was I had a couple of communities
You took
that.
my little thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, just leave it on the plate if you want. You can use my plate.
Right.
Anyway, so I used to find these communities that I would connect with interesting people. And a lot of them were at that point. Now you can find them everywhere, but back then they used to have a couple of different like networks that you had to kind of get. Here it is, episode 71. So you had to get introduced to people through a lot of these group chats and that sort of thing, and it was a resource to go find like interesting guests who've had interesting stories. So she was one of them, and yeah, so that's her. She was a speaker. She wrote her book. She was a power lifter. And that was part of what she was talking about, was just growing up in the Amish community.
Yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. Your last comment, and I'm sure you may have probably seen the movie The Truman Show, but very much like that, where they're in this world, but they're not really allowed to escape. But for most of the cults, especially the kids born into them, Amish, at least they allow them to go out, but they've been socialized for so many years that, yeah, it's complete fear. So most of them don't venture out and stay out. A lot of them do return.
Yeah, they come back because it's like almost like having them be able to take a vacation, right? You can go out on vacation, you can be a whole different person. Like there's people that they call themselves like if they went on vacation, oh, I'm vacation Gabe now. I do this. The
That
things
was
that,
in a movie.
what
I
movie?
saw a movie. Yeah, it was that one where it was the couple, and then every time they went on vacations, he would become a different person.
Yes.
And they called him Vacation, whatever his name was.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh, how do you know? Were you in one? Look, ask me how I know.
Oh, Mike, how do you know? Sad smile.
Mm.
Were you in Scientology, maybe?
Scientology or Amish? Because they knew where
Well, he's
where I
asking
lived.
about Scientology, so he says Scientology calls it disconnection. It
Oh no,
works through mind control.
but he was talking about Amish.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So which one, Scientology or Amish?
or both. Were you Amish Scientologist? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Probably not, honey.
Well, I just thought, you know.
No. Scientology is like the lack of religion. They believe in aliens and that their body is full of the alien spirits that roamed the earth. There's a South Park episode on that. I know we're in the dark right now. We did pay our electricity. It's just a little short in our cord connected to the camera. There it goes. It's back on. Neither. Oh, so it was a different one that I haven't heard of. BTS. Ooh, Body Thetans. Body Thetans. Was that like similar to what's the one? It came out in 1995.
Hmm.
Body Thetans. Sounds familiar. BTS Body Thetans. So were you born into that one?
Hmm.
Gabe is looking it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thankfully you got out because, oh my gosh, like I've read and seen so much, and majority of the people, it's like almost impossible. Like it's just very sad, and some of them don't get out, or some do, and they talk about like the people that are stuck still in it. Oh yeah, you become clear after spending thousands. This is regarding, yes, but not.
Oh, okay. So it says right here, look.
Yeah, camera was out. Disembodied. Okay, so that kind of the oh, okay. So it says like in Scientology, body thetans. Oh, okay, are yeah, yes, the immoral spirits. Yeah, that's the. So were you in Scientology then? Because this is BTS, but but yeah, I what I know a lot of what I know about Scientology. Well, one is from like like the Troublemaker book that I read and the Aftermath series I watched, but and then some other documentaries, but then also from South Park. So South Park, yeah, has a very interesting uh a show on it, and so I use that one.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, wow. No, this is what I love. You discover new things about new people all the time.
Yeah, yeah, and people you already know.
Mm-hmm. But if any of you know of a Amish Scientologist, please get them in contact with me because that would be one hell of a story for me to break. Like
So they get out of the Amish and then they join Scientology.
Scientology, right? They go from one extreme to the other.
I'm sure some do go from one to another. Oh, nice.
So that would, that would be for.
Okay, so COS stands for Church of Scientology.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. So you know a lot of people that came out of it. You know, my mom, she actually like almost joined it. She had went to California on just a random trip that she went on and came across like she saw some people out in the street like publicizing it, and so she got some information and they were telling her like you should really come, and she was looking at the stuff and she was like, "Well, I live in Texas." And they said, "Well, don't even worry, like we'll pay for you to find a place here. We'll get it covered." And she's like, "Well, I have a daughter back home." I said, "The more the merrier. Bring your daughter. Like we'll connect you with housing and we'll help you out." And so my mom had gotten out of a divorce. And so she was thinking, like, maybe this is an opportunity to make a whole new life. And so she considered it. But she had been talking to my dad after the divorce from her first husband, and she was working at this film place. And so she mentioned um, the Scientology. And my dad was like, "That's a cult. You cannot go there." And so, and this was before, I was even a thought. But my mom decided not to go back. And then, eventually my dad and mom got together and I was born and a couple more siblings. But yeah, she almost joined
Mm,
Scientology.
wow. Still, that's shocking.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah.
I don't.
See, unless you get educated. Yeah. So I teach so I teach sociology, and we do talk about like destructive groups, so groups that you should stay away from. And so we do talk about like all of the different qualities that cults have and how they draw you in, and how especially vulnerable people that don't know who they are, they're searching for meaning and purpose. Like there's a lot of reasons why they get drawn in, and then it's difficult to get out, especially with a lot of the thought reform that happens. And, they just get re socialized into a whole new world. And then it seems like that is their purpose. And so, yeah, but we do talk about it in school. And I try to educate all of my students because even some of these little groups that are created to make money can be very cult like, commercial types of cults where you join their family, and then all of a sudden you're going to
Well,
all these meetings together, and before you know it, like you have to cut off your own family because you have to be a part of this whole new group.
right. They catch you at the low points, he said, like
Yeah.
this. But
Hmm.
maybe this is where somebody like Robert Berry, who just joined us, could help out. He's an auditor. I know they have their own auditors, like they have their internal audits inside of Scientology.
Oh, he's done cult education seminars. Nice.
Maybe Robert needs to be he needs to be external auditor who comes in from the outside. Because look,
Yeah, billionaire contracts.
yeah,
Yep, I've read and seen that.
and I
Hmm.
don't know.
And they love bomb you. Yep.
This is the thing, though, that I've discovered
Lots of
in
hugs.
learning. What Mike said about educating yourself was the fact that I went to go learn about Mormonism, what that was, the Church of Latter Day Saints, Joseph Smith. Learning about all these churches and where these religions and the kind of origin stories, the L. Ron Hubbards and Dianetics, and how the idea of Scientology come to form. Um, because there are certain things.
Love Talk Show has become a
Um,
cult show.
coach,
Yes, and they're coming for us. They keep blacking
turn
out
on
our
the cameras.
camera because
Good.
we're not supposed to be talking about this. This is them coming for us. I tell my students that too. I'm like, yeah, if we talk too much, they might figure it out and then they'll shut us down, or they'll talk bad about us and make a whole website and target us. So be very careful what you say about them. They will come for you. They're coming. Yep, we're back. Yeah, we're having a very interesting in the dark love show tonight. Oh, he said this the Church of Scientology auditor is akin to a priest. Let that sink in. Yeah. They can hold these confessions against you and keep control. Yep. Absolutely. I don't know if you've seen the new show called hold on, it's coming to me. Not Pluribus, we've seen that one. What's that other show that we're watching? The one, huh? No, not Pluribus. It's the other show where they get to lives, so their brain separated in half. What's it called? The
Oh, yes.
forgetting the name of it. It's on Apple TV, but it's where Severance, yes. So basically, like when because they get severed, their brain gets severed, so that every time they go into their job, they don't know anything about their previous life, and when they come out, they don't know anything about what happened into their job. But that's kind of like it reminded me of what the auditors do in Scientology. So if they do something wrong and they're not supposed to do it, they put them in this room and they make them like kind of like confess what they did wrong, but they have to repeat this "I'm sorry" message over and over and over and over until they feel like they've done a good enough job to be released.
Yeah, and it really sounds authentic the way that they're finally apologizing. Robert says, "I'm afraid of the ologies." He's like Scientology.
Well,
Love it.
I teach sociology and psychology. Those are ologies.
So he says, here's an old L. Ron Hubbard quote before he started theology. Writing for a penny a word is ridiculous. If a man wants to make $1 million, the best way to do it is start his own religion. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I really like the South Park episode, because they're like, okay, they're trying to convince Kenny to continue writing Scientology because L. Ron Hubbard has passed away. And they're like, come on, you need to write. We know you're the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard. And he's like, or is it? No, it's Stan. It's Stan,
yeah.
not Kenny. It's Stan. And they're like, "Come on, Stan. We know you're the reincarnation. Like, continue where he left off." And he's like, "I don't know what to say. Like, I have no idea." And they're like, "That's what L. Ron Hubbard said when he first started writing, but all he did was just think it up, and it's just purely like whatever comes to your mind." And
Right.
he's like,
Well, listen, this is where I'll say that he probably differentiated from all the others who started their own cults or churches, however they try to approach it. Was yes, it is. Yes, it is very strange in how it is, but they never developed this doomsday idea. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe there is a doomsday, but a lot of these other cults, a lot of these other churches are starting like the Jim Jones thing, and they always had an element of we're waiting for the perfect time to be called home, and they put this scenario of like we're supposed to all leave this earth and we're all supposed to do this on this date. Um, and in some instances, most religions have that in place, but there was never like a timeline, right? For us, if anybody who's a Christian, it's the second coming of Jesus Christ. You're waiting for that. You're waiting for the rapture, but there's no time for that. There's no. Oh my God, they killed Kenny. Yes, they did. But a lot of these other religions, I mean, again, it's hard to crack somebody's like ideology and their beliefs, especially when they believe in something. I do think that some of these religions, they do have a fundamental uh place in wanting to help people, but eventually it becomes it becomes perverted with wanting to have money and power and control. The things that happen in our government, except they're not voted into it. They just said we're going to start a non-tax 501c business and call it a church. But
yeah, and Scientology, they fought for that. Nonprofit, tax-free stuff. They like fought for it for a long time to be considered a religion, and at first they weren't. And then eventually they were. So that's why they're so established. I mean, they're all over the world. It's crazy.
It is crazy. So, hello. I want to say Yadisharwaja. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah.
Waji.
If it feels too good to be true, run.
Yeah. Who you telling, right? If they're trying to sell you on an idea or religion the way that they're trying to sell you on a used car, run away. Run away as fast as you can, because more than likely the bill of goods is not going to match up what ultimately your life becomes. Because
Have we already been on for like an hour?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
close to an hour. We started a little late, so we started about 8:30.
Oh, was it 8:30? It
Yeah.
was like
So he's like saying it. They're not actually as big as
they
they claim.
Yeah. So that I did see something where like some of their churches, even though they're like all over, like a lot of their churches are empty. They don't have a lot of people inside of them. Is
Yeah.
what I saw.
Like it's and the thing was that most of these religions that we're talking about were created um fairly recently in terms of organized or religion in general. I mean, Christianity's been what 2080 what 2026 years, right? that's
Mhm.
that's how long ago the Christian faith was built upon. And then of course uh Islam and Muslim were a couple centuries after that. So most of those religions were built at a time where, like, to try to understand the origin of, like, understanding Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad, and understanding Allah and the Quran. It's hard to trace. It's hard to trace back, like, so, like, some of the other religions that we're talking about, like in I think it was the 17th century when they developed Mormonism, like Joseph Smith. This was, again, we're not that far removed. We're only a couple hundred years away from what that was. Um, where, like, these other organized religions have centuries built around them. Um, so Clearwater is now his headquarters. Although the current
Mhm.
president is out in California, if memory serves me.
Isn't that the guy? I forget his name, the head guy, the one that his wife disappeared and nobody knows. Like I've tried to look it up too, because Leah was talking about it. Like she knew his wife, and then she all of a sudden disappeared, and there's been no like sightings of her anywhere. So they don't know if she's being held hostage somewhere or if she died. Like there wasn't any information on it.
Oof. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know how we got on. Oh, we got on religion because we started talking about the Amish.
I know.
We went off on a tangent, big
Nobody
time.
called us about love confession.
Yeah, so we just we took a confession on Mike's life. So yeah, it was a confession still.
Yeah.
Yeah, opening up about being into Scientology, and then of course, Robert shared a confession that he's afraid of the ologies. So, we have that in place now. So
I don't know about that, Robert.
we could start a religion. We could.
I'd prefer doing the penny per word thing.
Try to make, yeah, it's honest. It's an honest living. Um,
Yeah, David Miscavige. That's right. That's his
David
name.
Scavenge.
But yeah, so Leah was talking about how his wife disappeared, Shelly Miscavige, and nobody knows where she went. So that was kind of mysterious.
Interesting.
But like, and then I had read too, there's a lot of like they have their inside people that work in government and work in the police force, and so they like know people in different areas if they need them.
Oh, so Shelley has been
And
found.
found in oh, really? She's been found in a compound in California. That's nuts.
Let me tell you what.
Probably
Wait.
because she spoke against her husband and he
Well,
had her locked
I'm
up.
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. This is a word that's a trigger word. But anytime, just in my mind, that somebody uses the word compound in a sentence and saying where people are, it's almost a red flag that it's a cult. I'm not saying all the time, but when people talk about it, they talk about what the Waco compound, David Koresh, and
he went to the school I teach at.
Interesting side note. Fun fact. I don't know if that's a fun fact, but fun fact, David Koresh went to Garland High School. Wow. Ended up in Waco in a compound and, pretty much, I don't know, laid siege for a couple weeks in Waco.
Yeah.
Put it on the map. That was another one. Was it that? What do you call it? That the people? I can't remember exactly. The people's his cult or his religion or whatever it was called. It slips my mind. I used to be fascinated with David Koresh, but not for the reasons of Robert. Like, hey, let's start a religion. I just thought, to myself, how can one person gain so much persuasion over so many people?
Well, first, as somebody that was in that church, basically said that he was the next coming. So she was the head person of the church, and she said he's the next coming. So some of the people started to believe it, and then he would preach these messages, and he was so good in understanding the Bible that when he came across, he seemed very authoritative with it, and a lot of it was just tiring them out. Like, he would preach for hours and hours and hours, and he would demand that they not fall asleep, that they pay attention. And so it was just constant on them, to the point where they just, I don't know, just accepted it. And then eventually he started, I think some of the guys either got kicked out or they left because he started sleeping with all the women. So he was getting them all pregnant. I think he had 30 kids or something.
Whew.
He said he had to spread a seed. So he did.
I hate to see that child support bill, man. But compounds like a painful surgery. It does. But no, the thing is, if the Branch Davidians, yes, that's what Branch Davidians. I could not. It was escaping my mind.
Oh, I didn't know you were thinking about it.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember why it was called the Branch Davidians. But no, when it comes to getting persuasion,
I used to tease my ex-husband because he told me that he had family in Waco, and I was like, "Oh, y'all must have been a part of the Branch Davidians, huh?" And he was like, "No, we weren't in a cult." He gets so irritated.
So the reason I got say,
oh, is must be night time.
It must be night time. Good.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're gonna make this a podcast.
Yeah.
Right now this is a podcast, so you're listening to a podcast.
You don't know what we're doing right now.
All right, there's
honey.
There's a confession going on right now. Different kind of confession. You can't hear us. I mean, you can see us, but you can't.
You can't see us. You can hear us.
You can hear us. You can't see us. I don't know. Does this change it? Does this change the dynamic?
Yeah. Now you have to be entertained by what we say and how we sound, like making weird noises, like it's not working.
That's not working. But no, the reason I became infatuated with the Branch Davidians and David Koresh in general was the fact that learning persuasion. I was deep into learning persuasion because when I wanted to get into doing live streaming and talking to people, that was one of the things that I had started reading about. I read what is it? David Carnegie's How to Make Friends. We have a call. I don't know why we
call from
general with the fact that Rustin Chen learning
to accept, press 1.
We have a phone call. This is a phone call.
Okay.
We
I'm trying to
I don't know.
accept them. I have to get to my keypad. Let's see.
Are we in calling
from
general with the fact that Rustin Chen learning?
I'm trying to
press.
Oh,
sometimes this thing does not work.
I don't know.
Here, let me try to call him.
Yes, we have to actually listen. That is true, Mike. You have to actually listen to what we're saying. My camera is not wanting to cooperate right now, and that's okay. We're gonna work through this.
Call him back.
Is that the number though? Where they called from? Because it had a different number.
Well, I don't know. He'll answer.
You just want to say I love you.
Oh,
I love you too.
That was the confession.
okay. There we go. Live confession, y'all. Got a love confession. So we can what a show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Pie Day.
Happy and see, that's my brother. He loves eating pizza pies on Pie Day. What kind of other pie did you get?
Tell your friends.
What other
pie.
apple pie? Did you put any like whipped cream on top?
No.
Oh, no.
Did you warm it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot pie.
Hot pie. All right.
Pie, apple pie.
Hot apple pie.
Yes.
Yeah, they made a movie about that
Let's see.
called American Pie.
What are y'all doing in the dark?
The cord keeps messing with us and it just keeps going off. So we turned it into an audio podcast. We're tired of messing with it.
Yeah, I tried fixing it
Okay.
multiple times.
We tried to watch too, but it was all blurry. I was like, am I losing my vision? It's like at 720 and 1080.
Yeah, no, it's for whatever reason my camera is. The Church of Scientology got us.
It's just me.
Oh,
It's just you. Yeah, we got on the topic of cults.
yes. And we still got people watching on or listening.
I see
listening on
Yolanda.
Yeah, listening on YouTube. So
Mhm.
yes, apple pie.
So he said, if you want to know why leaders and adherents get what's that word? Involved? Is that what it says?
Involved.
Read Feet of Clay
By Anthony Storr.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
And are you accepting changes to these calls? We are. We're accepting changes right now. Give us a call, Gregory. 214-664-9494 if you want to hop on the confession line.
We have to wait until we get off this.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I'll drop off.
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to y'all in a minute.
All right. Thank you. We'll get pie later.
Bye.
Pie on pie. Yes. Pie on pie day. Okay.
Anthony Storr.
Yes.
Anthony Storr.
Feet of Clay.
I'll have to read. I love reading.
She does. She is a student of learning, so she loves to read.
Okay, got it.
So yes, when it came to wanting to learn persuasion, I was reading Dale Carnegie's it was Dale Carnegie, how to make friends and gain influence, because I wanted to learn how to build friendships and relationships and how to communicate with people. And, one of the things that I went down the rabbit hole in learning was that how a lot of these cult leaders find ways to connect with people. And yes, sometimes it is in the most worst of circumstances when they're at their low point. But I also took from that instance of learning that I could also connect with people at their low point, but not in using the terms or using the ways that these other people would manipulate people. I could communicate with people at their lowest point and just meet them exactly where they're at and get to learn and talk to them and build friendships and build relationships. That's how I instantly learned how to start gaining influence, was meeting people where they need you to be and then building upon that. But the power of learning persuasion, it was just for me to be able to say, how can I, how can I learn persuasion and use it in a way that would help me, craft and build my message and my story to people. And
Is that what you did to me to get me?
no,
The power of persuasion.
the power of persuasion. Yeah. No. That was not the power. That was just pure love. That was just pure sparks. That was totally different.
Okay, some people said whenever you were love bombing me in the beginning, that you were love bombing me and that I needed to be concerned.
Did it feel like love bombing?
I felt like it was a lot of love, yes, but I didn't feel like it was a bomb.
No, of course not. I was. It was never for me to try to. Are you accepting charges for these calls? Oh, are we accepting charges? They're free. We're not charging.
Charges? Accepting charges? Like you
Yeah.
want to pay us to call?
No.
You can pay us if you want, but we're
Yeah. Well, you know how they used. No. You know how they used to do.
it doesn't cost money, no.
How they used to do the old collect calls.
Oh yeah.
Are you accepting charges for this call? Sure.
It's free when you call in.
It's free when you call in from anywhere around the world.
But we can give you our Cash App link if you want to pay us.
Right. We are taking sponsorships because apparently we need a new camera. No, but again, it's not for me to say why somebody would want to, again, take advantage of other people. I just know that when it comes in terms of in terms of how to connect with people, I like to have tools. I like to have all the tools at my disposal to try to learn how to speak with somebody, to have a conversation. Persuasion has got me in the door a few times with the right people at the right time.
Oh, thank you for that, Yolanda.
Yvette, he was said, oh yeah, I was. See, that wasn't just love bombing. It was just me being happy as hell that I met somebody who matched my energy and I don't know, could, connect with me on multiple levels. And that was, I don't know,
Yes.
something that, again, that lit me up like a fire. Still does. Not that it's that's gone away. It's just, it was different. It was different it was different in the beginning because I've never had that. So never having that, you never know what you miss. You never know what's not important until it is. So yeah. Yeah, my demeanor did change. I'm telling you, I was all over the line. Yes, and that's the thing, Mike, is there's a fine line between influence and manipulation. And that's where I wanted to learn to say where influence comes in to play, because you can influence people for good. You can. Like it's absolutely true. You can help change somebody's life and influence them in a way that'll make them, happy to want to shift and change their life. Just the same way that a lot of these interesting cult leaders find ways to take advantage of people who are weak and vulnerable. Because when you have, when your vulnerability is down, it shifts how you connect with people. Like it does. You're more open and receptive to certain things and to manipulation, and all about intent. Yes, it is about.
Oh yeah.
It is about intent. All right, guys, we've been on for over an hour now, and I'm getting. I like the no camera thing for a moment, but just me as being a visual person, it's annoying, and I want to go punch my camera right now. I love my camera though. I love my camera, but we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. So, one thing that you won't get to see is how we usually end the show. You can hear it. You can hear it. There you
Like that.
Yeah, like that. So, thank you guys for just hanging around with us, even on one of these worst nights.
Even with a black screen, some of y'all are sticking around.
That shows how much this show loves you, and you guys love us back, and we're appreciative of it being both ways. Sorry for the derailing. It's okay. It is how it is.
No, it's fine. Like I love talking about pretty much. There's a lot of topics. I really enjoy talking about cults. Like, oh my gosh, I could talk about that for a very long time. Like, my ex-husband used to think I was going to join one because I watched and read so many things about cults, and I was like, no, I don't know. Just it fascinates me how somebody could either lead and get so many people to follow them, or all of the followers in general, like, and then just being curious about how do they finally acknowledge and realize that what they're involved in is just not right. And how do they break free? And like the whole thing is just fascinating to me. So no, I really enjoyed it.
All right. So thank you again, everybody, for being here. You guys are awesome. We will be back next Friday night, hopefully a little bit more acclimated and ready for everything.
Yeah. So next Friday, we're going to be talking about cell phones between partners or relationships.
Yes.
So cell phones, and
cell phones
relationships.
and relationships as far as like the whole privacy thing. Like
Yeah.
what are your boundaries when it comes to privacy and what should be shared between you and your partner? So tune in for that one. Until then, we will see you next Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 Eastern. Anything else you want to share, my love?
I love you.
I love you too. Sorry, guys, you're going to miss the kiss, but at least you can hear it. Come here. Mwah! All right. You guys get good night's rest. We will catch you again next week. And look out for a poll. Poll will be posted Monday. So other than that, you guys are awesome. Love you all. Bye for now.
Good night.
Good night.